Dear friends, dear colleagues, excellencies. Now, time has arrived for opening remarks, and it's now my great honor and privilege to invite Mr. Hikmət Hacıyev, Assistant to the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Head of the Department of Foreign Policy Affairs of the Presidential Administration, to deliver his remarks. Mr. Hacıyev, floor is yours.
Thank you, Orhan, for this introduction. Honorable participants of the General Assembly of the Global South Platform and distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, I'm extremely pleased to welcome you all in Azerbaijan. Azərbaycana xoş gəlmisiniz. Global South is home to the nearly 80% of the population across Latin America, Africa, Asia, and the Pacific region. And Global South plays an important role at the global stage. Last year, we convened Global South Platform here in Baku. I was privileged and honored delivering the message of the congratulation of my President Ilham Aliyev, to this distinguished auditorium. I'm extremely glad that since that time, we started comprehensive process of the institutionalization of this platform. Now we are gathering at the General Assembly level with much broader aspirations and ambitions going forward. Azerbaijan considers herself as part of the Global South. We are geographically, historically, culturally, and also by destiny is part of the Global South. Azerbaijan completely and comprehensively understands all challenges and difficulties faced by the Global South countries, and including the historical legacy, because Azerbaijan also went through all of its challenges and difficulties throughout the years of its independence and also throughout its entire history. Particularly, I would like to highlight elements of the colonialism and neocolonialism. So Global South countries historically suffered a lot. It's a scar on the face of the humanity, but we do regret that this practice continues to be the case at the global stage, gaining the new forms and manifestations. Azerbaijan, when chaired non-aligned movement from 2019 until 2022, prioritized fight against neocolonialism is one of its priorities. And we do also regret that United Nations Decolonization Committee cannot fulfill its mandate currently up till until now, because certain countries are resisting the element of the decolonization. It's also extremely delightful that many countries of the Global South after the Second World War, particularly in the 60s, gained their independence. But again, we cannot deny the past, and elements of the neocolonialism continues to dominate in certain areas where Global South countries are located. Azerbaijan, as chair of the non-aligned movement and also chair and president of the COP29, tremendously contributed to the development of the cooperation with the Global South countries. And I'm glad to say that at the bilateral level and also multilateral level, we have a comprehensive cooperation with the Global South countries. And our cooperation continues to develop in many different areas. But we should also admit the fact that we are living in the world of the global disorder. New threats and challenges and new uncertainties are emerging. Regrettably, throughout the history, when the new global order has been shaped, Global South was not around the table. Specifically, after the Second World War, the voice of the Global South has not been heard. World has been shaped without the participation, involvement, and engagement of the Global South countries. Currently, with regard to its greater potential, and including the 80% of the global population is rested in the Global South countries, we cannot afford just being the observers and spectators of the new world order being in the shape, or to be shaped. For Global South countries should take an active part in all of its processes and endeavors. Current structure of the international institutions, specifically United Nations Security Council, doesn't reflect the realities of the modern world. The voice of the Global South is not well heard in this institution, and also fair geographical representation has not been ensured. And we do think that in the reform process of the United Nations Security Council, particularly the voice of the Global South and fair representation of the Global South should be established and should be ensured. Azerbaijan is a staunch supporter of the multilateralism But unfortunately, we see paralysis of the multilateralism and multilateral institutions. As a Global South countries will continue, I'm sure, contribute effectively to the strengthening of the multilateral institutions. Global South continues to suffer from the additional and new emerging threats and challenges and certain difficulties. And digital transformation puts an additional difficulty on the way for further development and implementation of the sustainable development goals of the Global South countries, and adds to the widening of the divergence between the Global South and Global North. And among many other challenges, including the calamities of the climate change that is more apparent and visible in the Global South countries, just to name a few. Therefore, as a Global South countries, we should work for our solidarity. I'm not claiming that Global South is a homogeneous, but within our power is our diversity. Mainly, developing countries, least developed countries are rested in the Global South. Therefore, by solidarity, by working together, we can also make our voice and our just voice to be heard more strongly at the global stage. Azerbaijan, as a partner and friend, and also responsible member of the Global South, is ready to contribute all of these endeavors. Our intention, I mean, as a Global South, is not an isolation, is not a confrontation. Our intention is about a cooperation, collaboration with the Global North and some other parts of the world, but based on the justice and fairness. Unfortunately, our respective countries throughout the years faced a lot of injustices. Just 6 years ago, my own country's 20% territories were under occupation. And we also went through foreign military occupation, aggression, culture-cid, and ethnic cleansing, urbicide in my own country. And also almost 13% of Azerbaijan's territory is contaminated with the landmines as part of the military occupation. But we have ended it, and we have ensured our sovereignty and territorial integrity, and also launched cooperation and also engagement with the neighboring Armenia. It also demonstrates our goodwill of the winning the peace. And it also a demonstration of the fact that we are demonstrating the regional ownership and regional leadership to establishing new status quo and new realities based on the historical justice in our region. My point here is that sometimes we're expecting more from the international community. And it was also the case in the experience of Azerbaijan. In the early 90s, when we gained our independence, we expected a lot from the international community, international justice, but it didn't come. But we have ensured the justice ourselves. We have ensured implementation of the United Nations Security Council resolutions ourselves. Therefore, as a Global South countries, knowing that there are already double standards and different challenges in the multilateral institutions and international system, we should take our own leadership in our region and establishing peace and order, cooperation and collaboration. And Azerbaijan as a friend and partner is ready to contribute all of these endeavors. And we are starting from our own region. We're establishing peace and justice, cooperation and collaboration. By saying that, our intention, and also by coming together with the civil society institutions and also NGOs of the Global South countries, our intention is not to substitute official diplomatic channels of our respective countries, but I'm sure that you will agree with me that we can complement their endeavors. We can also make the voice of our societies, our communities, well heard at the global level and living up to their expectations and aspirations. And I'm sure that with General Assembly, by bringing together potential of the NGO and civil society institutions, will contribute to these endeavors at the global level. I'm also extremely thankful to the United Nations and appropriate department of the United Nations for supporting this endeavor since the very beginning, providing the framework and platform, and also sharing their own knowledge and expertise with us. And in the meantime, this platform provides a good engagement on our bilateral engagement, learning from one another, and sharing our best experiences and knowledge. Azerbaijan puts additional efforts and emphasis on the development of the capacities of our local NGOs and development of their cooperation and interaction with the international partners. The most important thing is the soft skills, capacity building, and accessibility to the funding that the Azerbaijani government is providing. We do also think that Azerbaijani NGOs can start in a cooperation with like-minded NGOs from the respective Global South countries within our platform for common projects. We are ready for cost-sharing and co-financing of such a project. We are also ready to learn from your experience and also to share our own experience as well. I would encourage you and also encourage Azerbaijan's NGO committee, if you have enough time, to take you to the ASAN service and DOS service. Throughout the years of independence, we have also learned that certain good lessons about good governance and practice. ASAN service provides one umbrella, one platform for all government services, and it works and shares in its experiences with many like-minded countries in the Global South. I'm sure that in your respective countries, you also have such a fabulous experiences about good governance and practice. We are also ready to look at such experiences. Our event also taking place in the eve of the World Urban Forum, yet another important gathering within the United Nations. Everything starts from the cities, and our countries are also facing rapid and fast urbanization. It brings opportunities for our citizens. In the meantime, it provides a lot of challenges. And on a designed manner, the topic of this, in a deliberate manner, the topic of this forum has been chosen: safe, resilient housing, because at the global stage we are facing different sorts of housing problems and challenges. And here Azerbaijan is also ready to share its own experience, because we are one of the probably unique country building at the post-conflict stage, 9 cities, hundreds of the settlements, ensuring dignified, safe and secure return of our IDPs back to home. You will visit the Karabakh incident in Zengezur, and you will witness that how it's difficult, but in the meantime, how it's aspiring to build the cities from the scratch for the former IDPs and refugees who have been expelled from their homes for 30 years. And I wish all the best to this gathering, and thank you for coming and visiting Azerbaijan. And also I wish all the success in the institutionalization of this platform at the global stage. Please consider Azerbaijan is your home for your gatherings and for your discussions. But I would also encourage you to take an active part in the World Urban Forum with your knowledge and expertise from the civil society side. Thank you.